Let me ask you something. How many times have you walked away from a conversation thinking, damn, I should have said that? That one line, that perfect comeback, that one thing that could have changed how people saw you, but instead, silence, awkward smile, missed moment. And now it replays in your head on a loop like a bad remix of regret. We've all been there. You meet someone important, a boss, a client, someone attractive, and suddenly your brain forgets how to speak English. You stutter, your palms sweat, and every word you say sounds like it was written by a nervous intern. Then you go home and think, I swear I'm not that dumb. Here's the truth, you're not dumb. You're untrained. You're walking into a gunfight armed with a spoon because no one ever taught you how powerful words really are. See, the world doesn't reward the smartest, it rewards the best communicators. You can have genius ideas, but if you can't make people feel them, believe them, follow them, you lose. Someone less talented but more vocal walks away with your opportunities. And that's the crime most people commit. They underestimate the weapon they use every single day. Your voice can inspire loyalty. It can command respect. It can make people fall in love or walk away. Words start wars and end them. They build empires, destroy reputations, make billionaires, and create legends. So when you talk, how you talk matters. Studies show people form an impression of your intelligence, confidence, and trustworthiness within the first 7 seconds of hearing you. 7 seconds. That's less time than it takes to unlock your phone, meaning before your words even finish, your tone has already decided your worth in someone's mind. And if you think that's unfair, you're right. But life's not fair. It's strategic. And communication, that's strategy. The better you speak, the better you live. So today, I'm not here to give you tips. I'm here to flip a switch in your head, to make you realize that every time you open your mouth, you're either building your image or breaking it. This is not about fake confidence. This is about real control, because once you master your words, you master your world. Now let's talk about why most people suck at communication. It's not that they don't know what to say, it's that they don't know how to say it. They talk too fast, too soft, too monotone, or too scared. They think communication is just about words, but it's not. It's rhythm, it's energy, it's timing, it's silence. It's everything in between the words that actually matters. Research shows that only 7% of your communication is the actual words you say. The rest, 93%, is tone, body language, and delivery. Let that sink in. You could say the exact same sentence 2 different ways and get 2 opposite results. Say, I'm fine with a smile, people believe you. Say, I'm fine with a dead tone, people know you're not. Same words, different impact. That's how communication works. It's not what you say, it's how you make people feel when you say it. And that's what separates the forgettable from the unforgettable. Start observing people who own the room. Notice their pauses, their posture, their volume control. They never rush. They don't speak to fill silence. They speak to create impact. And when they stop talking, you feel it. That's communication mastery. Stop waiting for your turn to speak. Listen. Real listening gives you power. When you actually hear people, you gain leverage. You pick up on tone, emotion, rhythm. You can steer the conversation where you want it to go. Good communicators don't dominate, they direct. Next time someone talks to you, don't interrupt. Don't plan your reply mid-sentence. Just watch. Hear the tone, the hesitation, the confidence, the insecurity. You'll know exactly where to take it next. And when you respond with precision. No filler words, no like, you know. Speak in clean hits. Every word should sound intentional, like you loaded it before firing it. Communication is like boxing. You don't just throw punches randomly, you set them up, you feint, you jab, you move, you time it. A great conversation is the same. Rhythm, flow, timing. You don't win by talking the most, you win by hitting the hardest when it counts. And if you want to know what gives you the edge instantly, humor. Humor disarms people faster than charm. It breaks the walls. It makes you likable without you begging for it. If people laugh, they relax. And when they relax, they trust. That's when they actually hear you. A study from Harvard found that people who use well-timed humor in conversations are seen as 27% more confident and 40% more competent. Why? Because humor shows control. It says, I'm comfortable here, and comfort equals dominance. So yes, learn to laugh at yourself. Learn to drop a joke when tension builds. Make it light, make it real, not forced. Ever met someone who takes themselves way too seriously? They talk like every word is a TED Talk. Nobody likes that. People connect to energy, not ego. So speak with confidence, but don't sound like a robot trying to prove something. Relax. You're not performing, you're connecting. Now let's talk about results. Numbers don't lie. A survey of Fortune 500 executives showed that 85% of them believe communication skills are the single most important factor for career success, more than technical ability. Another study found that 70% of hiring managers pick confidence and clarity in speech over academic record. Think about that. The way you talk can outweigh your years of experience. Even more interesting, data from a public speaking study showed that every time a speaker reduces filler words and improves tone, audience recall increases by 23%, meaning clearer words, bigger impact. That's ROI, return on influence. So if you're walking around saying, "I'm just not good at talking," what you're really saying is, "I'm too lazy to practice." Because communication is not talent, it's training. Every great speaker was once terrible. Every smooth talker once stumbled. You get better by doing it, not by overthinking it. Here's the part everyone ignores: failure. You will fail at this. You'll say the wrong thing. You'll freeze mid-sentence. You'll feel awkward. But that's the price of confidence. Confidence isn't built by success. It's built by recovery. The more you mess up and bounce back, the more bulletproof your communication becomes. Practice talking in front of a mirror. Record yourself. Watch your tone, your posture, how many filler words you use. It's painful at first, but that's the process. Great communicators aren't born. They're made through repetition and embarrassment. Every cringe moment teaches you something. And when you start speaking daily, out loud, your mind syncs with your words. You'll stop hesitating. You'll start thinking clearly while talking. That's when people start listening. Because now your words have certainty, and certainty is magnetic. Public speaking, same rule. Most people would rather jump into a pool of sharks than speak to a crowd. But here's the twist. The fear never fully goes away. You just get stronger than it. Courage isn't the absence of fear. It's action in spite of it. Speak while scared. That's how you kill fear. You don't wait for it to vanish. You crush it by showing up anyway. In real life, confidence doesn't come from quotes. It comes from exposure. From speaking up when it's uncomfortable, from holding your ground when everyone's louder, from saying no with your chest. Every time you do that, your communication muscle grows. Picture this. 1 year from now, you've mastered your words. You walk into rooms and people turn. You speak and they listen. You tell stories that you can persuade, motivate, sell, inspire, all because you trained your tongue to match your mind. That's not arrogance. That's evolution. So here's what you're going to do starting today. Speak with intent. Don't mumble. Don't rush. Don't fill silence. Let silence work for you. Listen more. Smile when you talk. Practice your tone like an athlete practices drills. Record yourself once a week and cut what sounds weak. Learn a new story, a joke, a metaphor, something that connects. And most importantly, talk to people, real people, cashiers, baristas, strangers. Every conversation is training. Words are not just noise, they're currency. Use them right, and you can buy influence, confidence, respect, and opportunity. Use them wrong, and you go broke in silence. So speak like every word costs you something, and every silence earns you something. Speak with purpose. Speak with energy. Speak like your life depends on it. Because in a world where attention is everything, it does. You don't need to be loud to be powerful. You need to be certain. You don't need fancy vocabulary. You need conviction. And you don't need a script, you need a message. Remember this, leaders aren't born. They're forged in the fires of conversation. So step into that fire. Burn away your fear. Your words are your sword. Sharpen them daily. Because when your mouth aligns with your mind, there's nothing you can't command.